Hello and welcome back to the Gamer 2.0. I'm the Gamer 2.0 and we're going to continue on with Fallout New Vegas. So last time we left off, we were right in front of the gate. However, we actually have a couple of things to do before we actually enter in. So I'm going to head back to the New Vegas Medical Clinic because now that I have enough caps, I can come in here and get some additional stat boosts.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
What kind of implants do you have available?
I have several basic implants available that can enhance your physical abilities, make you faster, smarter, stronger, that sort of thing. I've also got two much more expensive implants. One's a subdermal implant that will make you more resistant to damage. The other implant induces a mild regenerative effect. Your wounds will practically heal before your eyes.
I want to buy an implant.
One other thing I forgot to mention. Your body may be able to handle only a limited number of implants. The healthier you are, the more implants I'll be able to give you. Now, what surgery are you considering?
Can you make me luckier?
If I implant the probability calculator in your frontal lobe, you'll be able to calculate odds a little better. It's not quite the same as making you luckier, but you'll be able to nudge things your way more often. I can do the implant for 4,000 caps.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
Increase my endurance.
The nociception regulator modifies your cardiovascular system, and you won't tire as quickly. The price is 4,000 caps, same as most other implants.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
Alright, so if we take a look at my stats now and go to special, both my luck and my endurance are now at 10. So I'm actually going to increase my intelligence as well, just because having higher intelligence means I'm going to get more stat points basically whenever I level up. And having more points to put into my skills is definitely going to be a lot more beneficial than most other things just in the immediate for right now. So let's go ahead and get that one as well.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
I want to be more intelligent.
For 4,000 caps, I can install a logic coprocessor.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
Alright. And now my intelligence is up to 6. So if we take a look at how much I have left, so I still have 3,306 caps. So I'm going to go ahead, take that to the strip, and see if I can't make a whole bunch of extra money off of that. But first, yeah, because it took a couple hours to get each of those done, so I'm kind of hurting a little bit on my sleep, food, and water. So I'm going to go ahead and eat some cram. Drink a couple of purified waters, but first I'm going to drink the Nuka-Colas, and then the water. I'll drink 2 of them. And that should, yep, everything's down to 0, and I should be good to go. So let's go ahead and head right back over to the strip. There we go. And let's head right on in, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't make it absolutely as much money as possible by going to...
Howdy, partner. You've come for a piece, haven't you? Welcome to New Vegas.
This place looks amazing. Where do I start?
The place to get started is Lucky 38. See that big old tower shaped like a roulette spinner? That's where you find Mr. House, New Vegas's head honcho. And he's itching to make your acquaintance.
Tell Mr. House I might stop by. We'll see.
Don't you dawdle, little doggy. Mr. House isn't someone you want to go about snubbing. He'll be waiting.
Alright, so I'm going to start off with Gamora, hit the tops, and then go to the Ultra Lux, and I'm going to take as much money from them as I possibly can. So let's go ahead, head on inside.
Hey, no one but Omertas are allowed to carry guns into Gamora. Check your weapons with me.
Okay.
You'll get these back on your way out.
Alright, so in the previous episode we went through on how I do the gambling by starting out with the blackjack. Once I make enough, then I head over to the roulette table. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skip over to where I've won all the money from all the casinos. Alright, so I went ahead and I got all the money that I possibly could from all the different casinos. So let's go ahead and change out those caps.
Humbly at your service.
I'd like to turn in my chips.
In what currency would you like your payout? Non-caps currencies will have fractions paid out in caps.
I'll take my payout in caps.
Caps it is. Will there be anything else?
Goodbye.
A pleasure doing business.
Alright, so I entered in with 3,306 caps, and I am leaving all the casinos with 56,984 caps. So that's a pretty good turnaround. Alright, so I'm going to head back out, and the first thing I'm going to do is go and finish getting all of my character upgrades. For some reason, the game doesn't like me fast traveling from this map, so I'm going to just move on over to a different map and see if the game doesn't crash on me now. Alright, looks like we're good.
Morning.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
I'd like to have greater strength.
I can implant the hypertrophy accelerator for 4,000 caps. It will boost your adrenal glands and quickly increase your muscle mass.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
Enhance my agility.
The Reflex Booster does exactly what it says. Speeds up your reaction times. For 4,000 caps, I can attach the implant to your central nervous node.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
So because I now currently have 10 endurance, I believe that makes it so that I can actually get every single implant, including all the ones from the DLCs as well. So make me more perceptive.
The Optics Enhancer, as the name suggests, gets attached directly to your optic nerve. The price is 4,000 caps.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
Boost my charisma.
The Empathy Synthesizer will allow you to more easily pick up on subtle emotions and body language. The price is 4,000 caps.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
Alright, so getting all these surgeries done has basically made it so that I now have dehydration. But if we take a quick drink, we should be okay for a couple more.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
Want to buy an implant?
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
I'm interested in the subdermal implant.
That would be the Nemian subdermal armor. It's a bit pricey, 8,000 caps, but the implant causes your skin cells to be bolstered with iron. It won't make you bulletproof, but it will make you a little harder to injure.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours. You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. All right. You're healthy enough to handle another one. Which surgery are you considering?
I'd like the regenerating ability.
That's the Phoenix Monocyte Breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of some lizards and sea creatures. The implant is very expensive, however. 12,000 caps.
Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
Hello.
And just like that, let's take a look at my... So I am really thirsty and hungry, so let's take care of that real quick. Let's go ahead and drink some purified water. There it is. And the cram was pretty good last time, so let's eat some more cram. And food and water are doing pretty good now. Alright, so if I take a look at my special, so strength is now at 8, perception is 4, that's 3 plus the 1 from the hat. Endurance is 10, charisma is 3, intelligence is 6, agility is now 7, and luck is now 10. And if we take a look at the perks, we can actually see that all the implants are showing up here, including the Monocyte Breeder and the subdermal armor. There we go. So it looks like we've got everything that we need from here, and I still have 20,000 caps left over, and I can use those however I choose. Oh. Sounds like we might have a little bit of a scuffle going on over here. And it seems like it. Oh, there they are. And just take everything that they got. Alright. So the next quest that I would like to do is I would actually like to head into one of the vaults, and that's actually going to be over in the Air Force. I believe it's an Air Force base that's over here. So we're going to have to go through the farmland here to get over to the airstrip. Sorry, that's not a Air Force base. That is, I think it's just an airport. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just an airport. So let's go ahead and we can head over in that direction. And the only reason why I'm not currently doing the main quest is just because once you start doing the main quest, what ends up happening is that you end up getting a free pardon from both the NCR and the Legion. So any missions that I do for the Legion or for the NCR that end up causing me to do a crime against the other will be forgiven after I take care of Benny. So I'm going to go ahead and hold off on doing that for now, and I'm actually going to head over here so that I can get a quest to head over to a vault. But first I need to equip my actual good weapon. And go ahead. Let's see here. Or were you the one that gives me the quest? No, you're just a regular trooper. But I'm also going to get the quest for picking up the bounties. Just need to locate the guy that normally gives out that quest. So here's the sniper team. It's not who I need. he gonna be in just one of these random tents, or is he gonna be around doing stuff? Where is he at? Is he the one just standing staring at the corner? Nope.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Alright. Is he doing a patrol around the perimeter? Yes, there he is.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends.
You're having trouble with the fiends?
Damn right I am. And I'm paying bounties. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you?
Yes, it does.
Good. That's damn good. I figure it's about time we got lucky out here, so maybe you can snuff one of these maniacs. First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's Driver Nefai. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Rapist. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good NCR men, and plenty of mercs too. You go after them, any of them, you're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one is it gonna be?
Alright, so I'm just gonna skip over the descriptions for each of these just because one of them is a little bit worse than the others, and I'd rather not deal with having to go through that description. Who's Little Buster?
Bounty.
Alright. So, we now have that quest marked on the map, so I can go and easily find them and take care of each of them as necessary. And actually, one of the guys that was just mentioned, Little Buster, I can actually get his specialized bladed gauntlet. But first, I'm going to head on in here, and this little back office here. I've got this guy that wants me to go to a vault.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
Yes, that's right.
Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin?
Save the sales pitch. Just tell me where you want me to go and what you want me to do.
All right. Straight to the point. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlocked the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
All right, I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Anything else I should know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
Goodbye.
Best of luck to you. Not that you'll need it. You seem like a reasonably competent person.
All right.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Yes, he asked me to go get some data from Vault 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and And he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
No, Hilder didn't mention anyone else.
But now he's hired you. Which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich. Not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc. But I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Alright, I'll look for her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
Goodbye.
Right. Good luck.
Alright, so we got a quest over to the vault. So I'm gonna go ahead, and before I forget, I actually just remembered that over here at the Gunrunners, they had some upgrades for my Power Fist that I wanted.
Welcome, sir or madam. Do you wish to purchase something?
Alright, show me what you have for sale.
I am ready to process our transaction.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the Power Fist upgrades if they still have them. Let's see here. Nope, looks like they changed out their inventory, which means I no longer have the Power Fist upgrades available. Well, that stinks. But he does have 2,000 caps that I can trade some stuff for. My combat armor reinforced is good armor, but I'm not going to be wearing medium, so I'm going to have to just kind of hold on to that for now. Got this Chainsaw HD chain, which I can hold on to for now, and then trade him the armor. And then if I end up finding me a chainsaw, or he has one, which he does, could possibly take that off of his hands, and that'll be basically just an upgrade for my bat. And let's see here. Do I have anything else that I want to kind of just unload? It doesn't seem like I particularly have anything that I need to get rid of for now. So I guess I'll just hold on to what I've got. Goodbye.
Come back and see us again soon.
Alright, so let's go ahead into the Pip-Boy, and for the quest we're going to select, there stands the grass. And that'll give me my direct location over to the vaults. Alright, so now we can just begin our trek over this way. And what I'm going to do is cross that bridge and then try to avoid the fiends as much as possible, just because I'd rather not have them completely all over me until I can complete a certain mission for the Great Khans. And they're like all over this place. So making sure that I kind of avoid kind of the more heavily dense areas of the fiends. Just kind of make my round over this way so I can head straight over to that vault. Pass by the Sunset Sarsaparilla Bottling Company. And looks like we got some fiends over here that are going to be guarding some kind of shipment. So, what I'm going to start by doing is modding out my chainsaw. And I'm kind of bummed that I don't get to mod out my power fist all the way. But can't always get what you want, I guess. So let's go ahead and start charging them. There we go. And I'll just take everything that they got. And they've got this disassembled weapon shipment. Which, even though I played roughly, I believe it's around 500 hours now of Fallout New Vegas, I've never really found what that shipment is supposed to be for. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with it, but we'll pick it up and I'll kind of run around with it, even though hopefully at some point I'll finally understand what I'm supposed to do with it. But as for right now, I just kind of pick it up and run around with it. Alright, and so while I'm actually over here, I'm going to kind of start making my way over in this direction, avoiding that bomb. And I'm gonna head up this way because up over here we actually have another small little settlement, as well as the Thorn, which is another place where you can pick up quests and do quests. I'm not super worried about doing those right now, just because although they're decent quests, some of the enemies that they have you tracking down are just downright awful and really not fun to deal with. Eventually I'll have to deal with them anyway, but that's going to be for later levels and when I have more perks to deal with them. And if I continue moving this way, we might actually see some of those creatures that are a pain to deal with. It's just because they're extremely fast, they do decent damage, and they also poison you. Which, yep, there they are right over there. So I'm going to just kind of hug the wall here, because I really don't want to deal with them until I'm probably around level 20 or so. Which, I mean, it is doable to kill them now. It's just a waste of a lot of resources and a lot of hassle to kind of deal with it. So I'd rather just avoid it for now, and then we can come back to it later. Because right now we are heading over towards the vaults. Which is going to be guarded by some bugs. But these bugs are much easier to deal with. There's a level up. Alright, so let's see here. What do we want to get for the level ups? So as you can see, all of my skills are up at weird numbers, and that's just because I have everything at an additional +2 from getting all of the different skills and all the different specials upgrades. So everything is now at kind of a wonky level. So for right now, probably going to want a little bit more repair. Let's actually bump that up to 45 for now. So all of my main skills, which is survival, unarmed, and medicine, they're all at a decent level right now. I will be leveling them up a little bit later, but as for right now, I'm just going to try to get some additional things that are going to be helpful for now. I think having a little bit of extra speed should be good. There we go. So even though these guys aren't super difficult to deal with, they still deal a decent amount of damage. So let's go ahead and we can head right into this vault. Alright, so this vault is actually pretty interesting. So if you're unaware of how the vaults work, essentially what happened was that we had people that worked for a company called Vault-Tec. Vault-Tec built the vaults, and the reason why they made them was to save people from potential nuclear annihilation. And what they did was they designed these underground bunkers to basically ride out all of the terrible fallout that was going to basically be plaguing the wasteland after the bombs fell. So inside here, this is basically where a bunch of people lived, and this is where kind of they did some weird experiments. And when I say weird experiments, each vault was either a control vault, which a control vault was basically something that didn't really have any experiments run on them, but they did kind of just exist in order to maintain a certain amount of population. And then you also had the experimentation vaults, which this is one of the experimentation vaults. And the experimentation vault, what happened was that they would have certain experiments that were either performed by the vaults, on the vaults, or just kind of in general on the people themselves. And this vault was meant to actually develop a way to increase food production and be able to grow food in the wasteland, even though it's supposed to be an inhospitable kind of place. So let me take a look here, because those mantises did actually beat me up pretty good. Sorry, the drift of my controller is making this a little bit more difficult than I really should be. But let's see here. So let's go ahead and just repair some of this stuff up so that I don't have to carry around as much weight. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to eat some junk food. And let's see here. Some pork and beans is good too. Some purified water. And let's see here. So all my stats are looking pretty decent, but I'm also gonna take one stim pack for now, because I'm actually doing pretty well on those. So what has actually ended up happening in this particular vault is they succeeded, as you can see, with all the lush greenery that kind of exists around here. But the problem is that they kind of succeeded a little too well. And what I mean by too well is the fact that it started producing spores, the spores got into the ventilation, and it started turning all these people into these green monsters. You can see like the head poking out right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk over and beat it up. And these creepy things are basically all over the place in this vault. And this is kind of the end result of what happened with the people in the vault. Which is very unfortunate because this used to be people with families and lives and all that stuff, but because of the experiments done by Vault-Tec, these people didn't survive to really tell the tale of what happened. And actually, now that I really think about it, I'm not 100% sure if the people that are here are not just the mercs that were sent in by the doctor that gave us this mission. And this might just be the remainder of those people. And over time, they eventually just kind of devolve into the plants themselves as nourishment for the plants, such as the fluids in their bodies, hydrating the plants, and things of that nature. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just kind of an interesting way to kind of think about it. Because you have to remember that Vault-Tec wasn't like the brightest group of people, as they really didn't care too much about human life all that much. They're much more worried about kind of creating as much havoc as possible. Each vault has basically its own particular story. And I think the ones in Fallout New Vegas, just Fallout New Vegas, kind of had like some of the most interesting vaults. And that's just because they were designed by the original creators of the actual Fallout series. And this is just one of the vaults, but there's other wild and wacky experiments. So for example, some of the Bethesda vaults actually had things like people that like tried to clone the same person. So let's unlock everything that we can from in here. There was also some vaults that were never actually completed, but they were also designed to basically be run by a single homeless person that has absolutely no idea of how to run a civilization or do anything properly, because they were like specifically searching for someone that was crazy and anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-everything, homeless, had no prior training, no leadership training, no knowledge of like communication skills, anything. So they wanted the absolute worst person for the job to basically be the leader of this vault. Not this particular vault, but of the vaults that I am talking about. And that's just kind of some of the experiments that they wanted to run, which is kind of messed up. But this is again fake world, but it's still funny to think of a corporation that would rather make people's lives miserable once they know that there's basically nowhere else to go. And that's kind of like the life that they would lead at that point. But Vault-Tec, unfortunately, well, definitely fortunately, didn't survive the nuclear war, and well, as far as we know, I don't think we've ever gotten like 100% confirmation as to whether or not they survived. But I'm pretty sure that no one from Vault-Tec actually is around. And the reason why I think that is just because we have Fallout 4, which talks about a vault that was not completed, that the player can actually go to and finish the vault. And because there are no Vault-Tec employees left, the main character is granted access to the vault, even though the vault is only supposed to be granting access to Vault-Tec employees. But as a player, you get to go, and you get to kind of finish the vault, run experiments, things like that. Got some pretty interesting stuff going on. Oh, all this ammunition is gonna absolutely weigh me down. And this flamer, that is not gonna do me any favors either. Just grab everything that I can. Which I think is actually pretty interesting because we see that someone brought flamers down here. I don't think that they were just naturally in the vault, so it might have been one of the mercs, and now the mercs became these spore carrier creatures. At least that's a theory that I have. I don't know 100%, but I think it's just an interesting thing to think about. Let's see here. So I keep looking at these like patches of like greenery and stuff because that's where all of the spore creatures like to kind of hide, and they pretend to be dead, but they're just waiting for someone to walk by, and then they're gonna attack them. Alright, so now that I've got some stuff, let's go ahead and see if I can't repair anything to lighten the load a little bit, which it does not look like I do. So I'm just going to drop some of that extra armor that I don't need. The weapons aren't really something that I'm gonna worry about dropping just yet. Let's see here, do I have any hot plate I can drop? Mantis eggs. Tin cans definitely, I'm gonna drop those. Turpentine, wrench. So I'm still short by about 4 pounds. So what I can do is I can drink some alcohol to boost that up for just a little bit. So let's do some rum and nuka. It's gonna give me a decent amount of strength for a little while. And I'm gonna have some enemies to deal with. Got ourselves a key card in here, and it's actually funny because I think one of the first times that I came into here, I didn't really know where all the enemies were placed, so I came in and I just chucked a grenade in here, and that blew the key card that was sitting right here just into like a random corner of the room, and I was never able to find it, so I never really understood what I was supposed to do to kind of finish out this quest. But eventually, after I played a couple times, I kind of started to understand that there's a key card in there, and using explosives in that specific room is kind of not the best idea. Book, not something I really need. Vault suits I'll take though. Yeah. Take the switchblade too. And let's see what we have in here. Alright, so it looks like got most of the stuff that I needed. But yeah, the environmental storytelling of this place is actually pretty good because you had two spore carriers in here, and then you had this little mini one. But if you look over here, you actually realize that there's a crib in here. So the little one was actually probably an infant or a child, and so it's just kind of, you know, seeing the state that the vault is in. But again, you don't really know if like these are the mercs or if these are the actual people that used to live in the vaults. Because I doubt that they would have just like stayed in this room as they transformed into the creatures that they'd become. But now that I've got everything that I need from down here, we can go ahead and we can head up to the upper levels, because that's where I'm going to be able to continue on with this quest. And I can't get down there, but there's actually a good weapon that once the elevator is repaired, you can actually get. Actually, let me see. Maybe I might be able to repair it now. What is my skills at for repair? The repair is currently at 41. I need 50. So if I wait for the alcohol to wear off, that'll take it up to 45. I could probably take some mentats, but I forget if those give me +1 or 2, so that's +2 intelligence. If I have something else that can give me another +2 to my intelligence, I can actually take that, stack it up, and have enough to actually repair the elevator once the alcohol wears off. But again, that's only if I have something that can increase intelligence, which I don't think I have anything right now. So I don't think really any of the drugs, or unless I have a Fixing Things magazine. If I have a Fixing Things magazine, I might be able to repair it right now. But I don't remember picking one up. So yeah, I just have a fixer, which is for other uses. Alright, so let's just go ahead, head on up. I've already cleared out most of this area anyway. And there's the alcohol wearing off. So now my skill for repair is only at 45. So let's go ahead and actually let's take some buff out, because that's +3 endurance and 2 strength. So now that I got that card key, I can use this terminal to open up the lock. As for right now, my Power Fist is getting a little damaged, so I'm probably going to want to repair that here in just a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and deal with the other mantises that are just hiding around in this area here. So, we can continue on in this direction, but there is nothing here, so let's go ahead and head down first. Alright, let's see what we've got down here. Got another spore carrier over there, most likely. That's the stairs. And got some Venus flytraps in there. another fly trap in there. And I believe there's going to be another carrier in here somewhere. Yep, right there. Alright. So now that all of that's taken care of, I'm actually going to repair the Power Fist with a weapon repair kit. And that takes it almost back up to full. And these stairs. So in these stairs actually has the weapon that I had mentioned before, right here. And of course it's a decent laser weapon, but unfortunately I just happen to be over encumbered right now. So let me see if I can't repair it. There we go. And I think that should be good for right now. Dirty water. Well, if we have dirty water, I can go ahead and just drink. We do. Alright, so I'm going to drink another set of alcohol, just so that in case the buff out wears out, I can still carry around everything. There we go. And there we go. So and it just wore off. Alright, so looks like everything is now alerted to my position. So let's go ahead, deal with this. And, well, what a better time to use it than now. The chainsaw against some giant plants. So just gonna mow these things down just to take care of them for now. Let's see here. Alright. And in here we can download the research data that was requested of us. There we go. Extra junk food is going to be nice. That leads us into this open area back here. Alright. And into this area over here. Not a huge fan of this area just because it's so dark down here. looks like we completed another small quest. There you are. Hopefully that is all the enemies. So I can't see anymore. And my drink wore off, so let's see if I can't drink something else. So Scotch actually does heal me a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink that. And it looks like we got a survivor in here. So I'm going to talk to her on next episode. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you so choose, and I will see you all next time.